All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of Natty and Not. We are your hosts,
I am Alexis and I am Natty.
and I am Mike, and I'm not. So, how you been?
I have not been good. I have not been feeling so great
Yeah.
lately. Yeah.
What's going on? Let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. No, we should
All
talk
right.
about it. Um, it's all my gut issues. I feel like in the last 5 years, it's like two steps forward, one step back, right? I'm so thankful for where I am from where I came.
Yeah.
It's still significantly better. But just like, dude, just shit keeps coming up. So, like, to recap all of the bullshit in 2020, emergency gallbladder removal, which was like July 2020. Didn't know what was going on, never had any sort of issues before. Go to the emergency room in July. You couldn't come with me. Your gallbladder is infected. It has to come out. And then at that time, all the doctors were like, you're not like the normal candidate for this. Like, youngish, healthy, not overweight. That was like what they kept saying. They took it out. Immediately started having GI issues. Was on a bajillion supplements, saw a GI doctor. They ended up putting me on 2 medications, and I found that I couldn't eat more than like 40 grams of fat a day. And I was on that forever. Since working with Clarissa, so I've been with her like 3.5 years now. She's gotten me to the point where I can easily eat 100 grams of fat in a day and be okay, which is phenomenal. Um, I've gotten rid of the medications, figured out more of the problem that I was having because the doctor prescriptions were managing my symptoms, not the cause. We were in a good spot, did my Viome test because like still some foods were like upsetting my stomach, cut some more foods, had like a really solid, probably like few weeks of like feeling great. And then gurglies. It was the gurglies before the bloating.
Mm.
Like you would be sitting next to me and you're like, what the fuck noise is coming out of your body?
Yeah. Are you possessed?
It was horrible.
Mm.
So a couple weeks ago, the bloating, because the bloating would like come and go or come and go at like certain times, and it wasn't every day. Then it got to like every day.
Mm.
The gurgling wouldn't let up. And no matter what I did to swap foods around or swap like the bile replacement that I have to take and like that kind of stuff, it would happen almost consistently at the same time. Then I started having some bathroom problems. 2 weeks ago, I started having like some more bathroom problems. This week has just been unhinged with bathroom problems. Like I've had to like run in the middle of like my workout, like not cool. Um, this week specifically though, my appetite's been all over the place. I've skipped meals.
Yeah.
I'm so like distended. Like did um my check-in this morning and I do all my measurements. My waist was up more than an inch and like I couldn't even tighten it in because like my intestines are so tender. They hurt to the touch. Like if I like push on my stomach, it hurts. Um just been getting stomach aches. So last week at my check-in, she goes, I think you might have SIBO. So here's the protocol. So I had to order all of these supplements. And I sat down this morning because it's an 8-week thing.
Yeah.
And I wrote down,
Real quick.
yeah,
What's SIBO?
small intestine bacterial overgrowth.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right.
So it's just bacteria in your small intestine, which I learned. Um, if you don't have like enough biodiversity in your that you're eating in your foods and stuff, that you can develop that.
Mm.
Which is probably 100% why, because it's like I eat the same things all the time.
Right.
And very, very rarely do I change because my gut is so sensitive, right? Like I know what I can eat and I know what I can't eat. And so I get really scared to introduce a new food,
Mm.
even if it's like something benign, but it's like, I don't know how my body's going to react to that. So I just tend to stick with what's worked. And I think that fucked me, because it's like you don't have enough diversity going through your biome. It's just not a good thing. So
Yeah.
that's probably what did it. And I'm sure combined with just all of the other digestive issues that I've had, probably like led to it. But this morning I sat down for way longer than I thought I would. And I read through the protocol, because it's like at a different amount of thing at like each meal is like really timed out differently. But I wrote out what I have to do for each week for 8 weeks. I loaded up the pill container, and I'm going to start it tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty daunting protocol for sure. I saw all the supplements laid out with all the notes. You had a very good map with a map key. It was very well designed. I think you're set up for success, though. You're going to find the treasure at the end of that map. So,
is the treasure just like an extended period of time of not feeling like my insides are trying to attack me?
yeah, that's it. Yep. The reward is, getting back to comfort foods and within macros, of course, but stuff that you enjoy to eat, stuff that you enjoy eating on your diet.
Yeah. It's been hard because this week I haven't felt hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just haven't wanted to eat. Like I've skipped meals because I'm just like my stomach hurts so much. I just don't want to eat.
Which is not the norm, because you're not even in a crazy surplus right now.
I'm not even in a surplus. I'm still in that slight deficit that I've been at, and we've just been adding in like a refeed when I need it. So we're trying to run there.
True. Yeah.
But it's crazy because even when I took my pictures this week, and like this week at the gym, like I'm noticing like more leanness. But like my weigh-in, I was like slightly higher than last week, maybe within like a half a pound. So that's like null. But like not even being able to like tighten up. I'm like, I've got to have so much inflammation in my body. It's not good.
Yeah.
So that's my bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to hear about this. I've been waiting to ask you about it. Okay. We've talked before about how other dudes flock to you, right? Just dudes, moth to the flame, right? That's what we said.
Yep.
So this week we went to one of our kids' trunk or treat events that they were doing at school. And it's like, we're like a little neighborhood kind of thing, really cute school, like tons and tons of people always like show up to those things. We walk there, and it's like 90 degrees outside because we're in Texas and it's just hot as hell. You're wearing that exact shirt that you're wearing now in blue, like a stringer.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. Did you think about what you were wearing? Like when you knew we're going to my kids' elementary school trunk or treat?
I did think that it was hot, and I knew a tank top would be comfortable. And so I picked a little dainty one. and I may have been a little scantily clad. I don't know. I thought it was very summer appropriate in Texas.
It was very summer appropriate in Texas, but it was just just occurred to me, like,
those people also see me at the HOA pool with less on, right? Just my swim shorts, right? So
no, it's not the people. It's like it was at
I guess
the elementary school.
It was outside. I don't know. It was fine.
It was outside.
I thought it was fine. Maybe it was too much, but
I didn't. It's so like normally if I think that, like, I would catch you before we walked out of the house, but I didn't even think twice because I was in a tank top too. Like I didn't even think
you
twice
were
about it.
You were in a stringer too. It's okay.
I wear that every day when I go.
Women to wear tank tops, but not men.
Yeah, but like your body's half out.
It's 2024,
dude. If I wore the same level of stringer tanky top that you have on, like my tits would be hanging out.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't wear that.
All right.
All right. So anyway, on our way in, you attract the attention of a friend, but like that guy is so obsessed and he's so sweet.
He's a bodybuilding fan. First,
he's a big bodybuilding fan. Yeah. So he just loves it. Like he was so supportive when it was just me doing it, but like super loves talking to you about the gym, talking to you about tests and various, like every birthday party we've been at with this guy, and I love talking to him too. So I don't get me wrong, but he's just so enthusiastic about it. You guys are always talking about steroids. What are you running? What are you doing this? All these other things. He's like, go talk to Tony. Tony will get you some stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, well, it's very common too. So he's a firefighter, and like guys and firefighters and cops are all a good number of them are all on something. And yeah, I mean,
according to the friend that we have.
Yeah. And it's just like, they're 40-something-year-old guys. They're in the force, and they go to the doctor and they hop on TRT. It's very, very common.
So you attract his attention. We're talking for a while because he's the sweetest guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, both our kids take off. They're running around the event. We start to do a lap. You start seeing people that you become a golden retriever, and I'm just like, I can't handle people. And I went off to the side, like on my phone. I'm like, I can't, there's too many people here walking around. I just can't. I just wasn't in the headspace for it. So I'm over to the side looking for stuff. This whole thing's like an hour trying to ring up the kids. And I'm like, where the hell did you go? And I start walking, and motherfucker, there you are, fucking golden retrievering with somebody and not being my buffer against people so I could like look social without being social.
You left the buffer, dog. All you got to do is hang out when I start talking to people. You don't have to
anyway,
talk.
I walked up to you. What were you and that guy? I don't even know who that is. I know it's somebody
Yeah.
But what the heck were you guys talking about?
Actually, I think he was asking for an update on how I did on my show, because a lot of the guys that I talked to knew that I was competing in a show soon. So a lot of the folks were just like,
dads.
Hey, how'd it go? Did you compete, or was it next week? They were just kind of, they knew it was right around that time, and they were just asking how it went or when it is. So that's mostly what it was.
I thought he was asking you for like a workout plan or something.
No, there wasn't any.
That half the time that's what the dads are doing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't anybody asking me about how to just make their biceps bigger. I'm like, oh
no.
Where do you start?
So your 2 weeks post, I have to say, your face size has normalized.
Yeah, it's filled out. It was puffy at first because it was holding a ton of water, but it's kind of gone down a little bit. But yeah, still a little puffy.
So like pre-show, you were like so sunken in.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Skeletor face, yeah.
Very sickly looking.
Yeah.
Then we went to show, and then post-show, you puffed out. Like I got nervous. Mm-hmm. I kept asking you if you were okay because like your face was
it's like I feel fine. Just got a fat face right now. Leave me alone.
I know you didn't like me calling you out. I was genuinely concerned though. I was like, is something wrong that we should be aware of that your face
I was holding on to a ton of water, and I think just the shit foods I was eating on top of like chugging water was just the wrong sequence to be doing it in.
Okay. So I was concerned, but like, so you were there for like a week almost, and now like your face is normalized again.
Yep. Yeah, it's come back down. Yeah.
Yeah, no more
fat
sickly.
face.
Well, but no more sickly looking face either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're filling out. How are you feeling? How's your hunger doing, babe? Like your 2 weeks post.
I was a bad boy this week. I was a bad boy. I had to confess all my sins to Coach. I was tracking, but going over my calories, and hunger was at an all-time high. I just went through a period this week where I was just like, I can't, I need to eat. And I've just been hammering rice cakes and extra protein. I've been adding in a little bit extra, like the meat that we make, a little bit extra of that in each meal, just to kind of help with satiety and just try to make myself feel fuller longer. But
is that working?
It's not working great. I'm still crazy hungry. I have a wild.
You're like angry hungry again. Like you're kind of like towards the end of prep hungry. Like you've been kind of an asshole this week.
Yeah, the hunger's been insane. And so yeah, I've been eating roughly. So I'm supposed to be at like 3,000 calories. I've been eating 3,300 roughly on
Mhm.
my non-cheat meal days. And
On your non what are you doing on your cheat meal days?
oh, I don't know.
Babe,
It's a
what's a cheat meal look like?
cheat meal could be, a cheeseburger and a milkshake and and maybe another cheeseburger. Who knows? And some fries.
Uh-huh.
Or it could be a 7-course meal and then uh, 2 bowls of cereal. I don't know,
And a few Pop-Tarts.
and some Pop Tarts. Yeah, so that could be one cheat meal. Um, if
Does
you
the
call
meal
time,
like do you have to be sitting? Oh, go ahead, sorry.
yeah. No, there's some rules behind it. So if you like finish the first part of your meal and then you call timeout,
Yeah.
it stops the clock, and then you can,
Oh,
when you get back, to your next part of the meal, you say time in,
time in.
and then the clock keeps going, and then you can keep eating whatever you want. So
And then that
that's
counts as
one cheat meal.
one cheat meal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
I'm
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
Can
You're
you
doing
walk
great
me
at this.
you want to walk me through what was your cheat meal today? What'd you
It
have?
was sushi. So
Hmm.
we had some egg rolls, or spring rolls. We
I
had
think they're spring rolls. They're the skinny ones.
Yeah, we had some spring rolls, some edamame, some what else did we have? Some
Lettuce
lettuce
wraps.
wraps. Yeah, those were good. And then we had, between me and the kids, we probably split 7 sushi rolls.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
finished, and then I finished your meal.
Yeah. My pad thai.
You had some pad thai. I finished that off. You left a little bit for me, so that was good. And I called timeout. So then we were good. So I called timeout, and then we went home. No, we went to Costco. Had a little break.
Right. Right.
Got home. Then we had cinnamon bun rolls. So I called time in. Had a cinnamon roll, and then called timeout again because that was
It
part
was part
two
two. Part
of
two.
my one cheat meal.
Yeah. How many parts does a cheat meal get?
A good one usually has 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of parts.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good cheat meal. And that's all
Mhm.
included in the macro plan, right? One cheat meal.
One cheat meal. Yep.
One cheat
Yep.
meal,
One
right? One
cheat meal.
cheat meal.
Yep.
3 parts to the singular meal
Yeah. You got this. You're
designated by
really
time
nailing
and
this. I didn't
timeout.
think you were going to pick this up that quick. You're really doing a good
I
job.
just wanted to make sure that
Mhm.
I understood
Yeah.
so that whenever I might get a cheat meal, who knows when at this point, I
Yeah.
just want to know the
You're
rules.
going into
So
prep. Kiss cheat meals goodbye.
I'm going into a SIBO protocol with
Yeah.
fucking low
Yeah.
FODMAP
So
foods.
you better
So, ugh.
live vicariously through me.
And that's gonna take me through the start of prep too. That's what sucks.
I know. It's a bummer.
Not even like I want a 3-part cheat meal all that bad,
Mm.
but it's like I've got to like cut out some of my staples and eat at like this like FODMAP diet. I didn't have to cut that many things out, but I had to cut out enough that I'm like, fuck this. And
Yep.
then, I can't have any cheat meal parts at all because
Mhm.
it's like that'll totally fuck me up. So this is
Yeah.
almost like a prep mindset of like, sorry, no, I don't want like a lick of your ice cream. And then, so it's going to suck a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's good to know what the cheat meal protocol is.
Yep.
So
Well, we'll
Brady taught
see.
you that one, right?
That was my interpretation of it. So we'll see what Coach says
Oh.
when he gets my check in and condemns me for all my sins. I was
Probably gonna
honest.
tell you
I was
you are
extremely
honest.
honest. I was just like, I tracked, besides the cheat meals, because you don't track cheat meals. That's like not a
Parts 1,
thing.
2, or 3. We don't track
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be for everybody listening. It's one cheat meal. I've been overindulging because my hunger I've
Ooh.
been just through the roof, and I have let loose this week. And
You're hungry. I
I'm
don't think anybody that's
I'm
been through prep like
I'm
gets that.
yeah, I'm like I did not expect this level of hunger. It's like wild. And now there's no show, and that was the one thing that kept me so in check, was just like,
Yeah.
you're about to go on stage in your underwear in front of all these people. You need to look your fucking best. And
Yeah.
like that, just that one aspect of it is just like, nope, you're getting judged on how you look, was enough to
Yeah.
like keep the discipline in check. And now it's just like,
But you had to have
now
discipline
I'm
in
in the
check, but
mindset.
now your
Now,
goal is to grow.
yeah, now I'm just like, grow. Well, I need fuel.
My
Hello.
body is hungry. Hello.
Hello.
How am I gonna put more muscle on if I
Yeah.
don't eat it? What's going on here?
No, but I've been feeling super guilty about it. I confessed everything in my check-in this week to coach, so he will let me know what to do. I was like, let me know what you do. I was like, I want to swap out some food, like some rice for potatoes, so I can just feel fuller longer.
Sure, yeah.
To help just tide me over better. So I got to switch some foods up to stay within my macros. So if he says, hey, pull it back down to 3,000, I'm going to pull it back down to 3,000. I'm going to swap some foods out, be strategic with the food so that I
Yeah.
could feel fuller longer and not want to go snack and try to.
Potatoes are really good.
Yeah.
They're just a very filling food, and you could very easily add like a potato or two in for the rice.
Oh, yeah.
So he gives you macros,
Correct.
but he also gives you a meal plan.
Oh, yeah. He gives me like a
Like a
very
rough meal
simple
plan.
example of like meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4. But he,
Yeah.
he gives it to me in just like the carb, fat, and protein breakdown, but the examples are chicken and rice. So like I got to figure that out for
Yeah.
what we eat plant based.
Seitan and rice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like easy.
Yep.
But he wants you to eat the rice. Like there's certain things that like it's not just like macros. Here's an example. Do whatever the hell you want. You have macros with meal examples, and his direction is more or less make it fit your diet, right? Because you have a different diet that he has nothing about. But like he makes you eat. He programs you to eat rice.
Yep.
So it's
Correct.
not like it's here's the macros, go have a potato.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the rice again is a simple carb and it breaks down easier. So too many like if I did that with 100% potatoes, I'd have a whole lot harder of a time digesting all that and my body actually using that properly and breaking it down for and storing it in glycogen stores. Like so, the two carbs break down differently. So there's a method to the madness, but swapping some out could be strategic just for.
Oh my God. You're at what, 280 grams of rice? How many carbs is that?
Good question. I got to look now. I don't know.
What is it? Pull it up. Because like, what's a potato? I'm going to look up a potato. What are your actual carbs?
Carbs are 356.
356 carbohydrates and 290 grams of potatoes.
Oh, in potatoes? I thought you meant just like how much for the day.
Sorry. What did I say? No, in your rice. I'm sorry, your rice. In 290 grams of rice, there's how many carbs did you say?
I will tell you in a second.
3 something?
So 290 grams of rice dry is 232 carbohydrates.
If you were to do that with potatoes, so like one medium, like russet potato, according to this, is about 173 grams, and it's 37 grams of carbohydrates. So you would have to have like 8 potatoes to swap that out. That's like, why does that feel so ridiculous? That's like a ridiculous number of potatoes.
It's a dumb number of potatoes. Yeah. So,
my God, you would never want to fucking eat a potato again.
No,
like a week on that. Jesus Christ.
So if I think if I add like a potato, maybe 2 a day,
swap a potato or 2. I can't imagine that he would say no to that. Is he still on his honeymoon?
Yeah. So he
so
just
do you
got
think
married.
You're gonna get your check-in back?
I hope so. I need discipline. I need to be reprimanded I need to be punished for my sins. I just need to know what to do. Like, because I definitely had a significant weight increase. I think he's either going to tell me pull the food back down or keep it where it's at and let's see what happens. Or
no, coach, you said we were going to grow aggressively.
Yeah, I was going to say we're going to put on size or what? I got to eat these 3 cheeseburgers.
I'm hungry. I got a 3-part cheat meal, coach. Come on.
Yeah. So
That's
we need to figure it out. I need some direction.
I feel like your post show weight gain isn't terrible though. And I think you're going to
No.
come to like a close of that like massive gain.
Yep.
Not like massive gain, but it's like the initial like filling your body back up, right? Because it's not all of that's not fat.
No, I mean, 5
some
10
of
pounds
it's
of
fat.
water. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Because you're so dried out and all that other kind of stuff.
yeah.
So part of that is just like restoration of like a normal, non-depleted body, because you look like you've blown up.
That's what everybody says.
It's ridiculous how much bigger you've gotten.
I've gotten so full. Many people have said they're like, "Wow, is your show soon? Like, you look freaking huge."
You're so giant.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, I'm just eating and drinking food again. So yeah,
yeah, that's
but
all
like,
it is.
but it's
Nutrition.
I mean, yeah, just literally eating and drinking enough water. What was I going to say? Yeah, but just a lot of comments from people in the gym are just like, "Holy shit, you look great. Well, you going on stage this week?" I'm like, "No, that's 2 weeks ago.
I was already there.
Nope, we're going off season. Blah blah blah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it can't be all bad, but you're trying to grow anyway. Like you still look amazing.
Yeah, I'm luckily I haven't put on any, like, usually I hold fat in my like love handles and then my back, and
Not there at all.
was looking at my pictures and like my back still looks really lean. I don't have like any love handles at all. Like, no, so I'm assuming, and yeah, I don't know. I've lost some definition in my hamstrings and in my quads a little bit.
That was the last. So that was the last place you lost it.
Yeah.
Or
so
like got the, like, those are the last things for you to come in. Like those really came in like your last like 2 weeks of prep.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, so those have kind of filled back in, and like that's the only place I've really seen it so far. So
yeah,
I think, like I said, he's either going to tell me to pull it back down, and then in that case,
he's
then we
gonna
get
be like, dude, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah, and I will.
It's hard.
It's
like that. It's that animalistic hunger. Like you just can't help it.
I gotta, if I'm able to swap out some potatoes for rice, I think I'll be okay. I think that'll tide me over.
If you don't hear back from him, I think you should just do it, because like, how much damage is that going to do? It's the same if you're at the same macros.
2 potatoes a day. I don't know. I don't think it'll be much, and I think it'll be like it. Like I said, if I distribute that like equally throughout the day, I think it'd be enough to keep me fuller longer and not go ravenous and raid the pantry.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I saw this this Instagram reel in the middle of the week, and I tried it, and it was dumb. So the whole thing, and I can't even believe that I can't believe I didn't send it to you. I send you a million freaking Instagram.
Send me a lot of things.
Send you a lot of things.
You send me everything that Instagram was going to show me already, so I don't even have to go look through it.
Save the best stuff that you don't have to scroll by.
Yeah, you save me all the scrolling. I could just go next, all the good ones, all the hits.
I don't know whatever I looked at in the algorithm of Instagram, but somehow I've had the weirdest sports show up on my fucking Instagram account. So maybe like 2-3 months ago, it was like the first like really bizarre thing. And it was car jujitsu.
Yeah, which is wild. So driver and a passenger.
Wild.
Yep. Driver and a passenger, they blow a whistle and just start fucking wailing on each other. Like seatbelts on, still like airbags.
They have to get out of the seatbelts and start fucking fighting.
Yeah, and they're wailing on each other, and it's just wild. It
is crazy. And I was just like, and you're intrigued by it because you're like, whoa, this is like a televised sport. People are in a car fighting. I will watch this. This is insane.
Yeah, there's another one I saw where there was 2 guys in a phone booth, basically same concept. They blow the whistle.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in a phone booth. Yep.
A phone booth.
Yep. And
a fucking phone booth.
Yeah, phone booth, and they just
like barely one person fits in a phone booth.
Yeah, like there's like it's only like uppercuts. Like there's like no other move besides uppercuts and then just headbutts. And like, I need to make a collect call. Get the fuck out of the way.
it really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why didn't you send me that? I haven't seen this.
It was a thing. I don't know where I saw it. I think it was like a YouTube short or something. It was
That's
wild.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So it showed me that. And
What else did you
then
see?
a month ago, oh my God, a month ago, Plank Wars. Okay.
What's up?
2 people,
Hmm.
like like lying down on the floor, like head to head, think of, right?
Mhm.
There's a line on the ground and they have to hold a plank and fucking fuck slap each other. I don't know what the deal is. If like one of them falls, I couldn't figure out the rules. I just assumed it would stop when one person like fell out of a plank, like, oh, you win. But no, they started scoring points. So if you get somebody I'm wondering if like the rules are like you get somebody to drop like one arm or maybe like how long they drop. I don't know how you win that game. But it was fucking 2 grown ass men in a plank head to head line, just fucking holding a plank and fucking trying to whack each other.
Yeah.
Awesome shit.
Yeah.
And what did I get today? The German forklifting championship.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It was impressive.
Narrated in hardcore German.
They're excited.
Like, yeah, like German soccer commentator, like energy, like screaming at the top of his lungs, and his forklift.
What the fuck is that?
The forklift was moving so fucking slow. I was just like,
he was on like a teeter-totter. Like, what the fuck? He had to drive the forklift. You see it in like a 30-second clip. Onto a really, really narrow, like teeter-tottery bridge with this like massive giant pile of like tires and shit on the pallet forklift. Guy fucking nailed it. Got over the teeter-totter, put it down, let it go. People losing their fucking mind. He's in like a stadium.
Yeah.
Backs up, runs up, smashes the button. And he was like retaining his title from the year before. This is amazing in the world of sports. Yeah. These are the things that should be on TV.
That is what's known as German NASCAR.
German NASCAR.
Was there a Tide sticker on the front of the forklift? No?
There were tires. It could have been maybe a German tire company. Oh my God. So I get this like most random shit. So, I send you everything, but I didn't send you this one that I got the other day. And it was this guy talking about like the power of words and positive psychology and all that kind of bullshit, which is like too much of it is just like, all right, shut the fuck up. Like a little bit, I'm like, okay, cool. Because yes, words matter, blah, blah, blah. But like, shut the fuck up. So he's all about the power of the mind. And he's like in a gym setting. And he's like, the reason you can't push more, that you fail out is because your brain's telling you negative things that you can't do it. So if you're like, this is hard, I don't wanna, it's gonna like make your brain shut down. Like, no, you can't do this, bitch. Like, stop. So he's like, you have to give your brain a positive message so it doesn't shut down. Okay. And he goes, when you give your brain a positive message, it will think it can push through so you can get more reps. So like, I'm going to try this. And he goes, the quickest word, the best word you could say is yes. And if you say it, your brain thinks it, yes, right? Yes, I can do this. And then all of a sudden you can push out way more reps. So I'm like, immediately, I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, but I'll try it. Why not? If it means I can get a couple more reps, right? So at the gym on Wednesday was my glute day, and I glute thrusts. And I think I was all the way at the end because there's like 3 like squat benches or like squat racks, and it has like a little thing for glute thrusts. And the last one's kind of like all the way in the corner, and it's really easy not to have anybody around you. So it's on that one, nobody was really around me. And I was like PRing unintentionally, but I had a lot of fucking weight. It did really good. But I had a lot of fucking weight. And so I'm like my glute thrust set up. I've got like like pushing my arms down, right? I'm like super serious, super ugly, gritty face. I'm like breathing in and out so heavy, grit face, fucking chin down, like fucking in it. And I just start shouting yes to myself on my reps. And then I get a couple in. I did it it was like shouting it, but I was saying it out loud to myself. I don't think anybody heard me, but like it
Most
was
people are wearing headphones anyway.
it I reminded myself of the porn guy at the gym
Yeah.
who like moans.
He's like, yeah, bitch.
He like moans on rhythm with his breath. And I'm over here glute thrusting, all like breathing hard on rhythm, going, yes, yes.
This lady's getting off over here.
Didn't work. I didn't get more reps when I started to say that.
Shit.
It didn't work. So I tried that. I felt shameful, but also cracked myself up. And I was like, oh, okay, we're not gonna do this anymore. I sound like a psychopath.
Yeah, I would never try that. I think that would send a very wrong signal if there would be a female walking by.
Yeah, you'd be the porn guy.
Glute thrusting and saying yes.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, I would get some mean mugs for sure.
For sure. You know what else I saw? I was watching, and I saw like a short from him. Maybe it was on YouTube. Ryan Humstead. How do you say his last name? I don't know. He's really awesome though. Love his stuff. It's all like science based. He's like always referencing all these different studies and like cadaver studies. I was going to say strategy. That's not the right word. Studies of like how your muscle connects, and then like even like little nuances as of like when you do like a lateral raise, put your hand in the position like you're pouring out like a milk jug. So it's not flat up, it's slightly in, and it aligns like the tops of like your delts better. Mm-hmm. He's amazing. I absolutely love him. He's like mind muscle connection, activation, all of this kind of shit. So highly recommend him to anybody that's listening. But I saw a short from him, and he was talking about like set length and then set styles. And after variations and tests in just like blind studies or whatever, like there was no significant difference in like training style. They all lead to muscle hypertrophy, but it was, you call them rest pause sets in your programming. Mm-hmm. But he was calling them like cluster sets, and then like variations of like drop sets or just pushing to absolute failure. So I'm curious because our coaches program stuff for us kind of different. You have some of those things like what do you have programmed in your workout?
Yeah, so it's a mix of drop sets and rest pause sets. And then if I'm not doing that, then it's just then it's just kind of like a standard top set and 2 back off sets. So top set being heavy set, and then back off sets being 10 to 20% lighter, 8 to 15 reps.
But you do like 5 sets of everything.
Sorry, 2 warm-up sets too. Yeah, I don't really count. I mean, warm-up sets are just getting blood flowing. It's not. I don't really count that as work.
Okay, but he has that programmed for you though.
It is programmed in there. Yeah. So, okay. But he also says, like if you feel strain while you're doing your warm-up sets, like that's too heavy. Like you're not supposed to be working. You're just getting like blood flowing and the movement.
Getting the movement into your body, getting your joint ready for it, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Since you started doing those, I don't have like warm-up sets programmed in. I get like a couple warm-up exercises. Mm-hmm. Early, like first thing in the workout is like a warm-up or 2, like a banded thing, like some squat walks, like hip thrusts from the floor, like whatever, just like easy stuff just to move the blood, activate the muscle. Mm-hmm. But since you started following that programming, for some things, not everything, I think it's actually more on my legs. And I think it's because like I'm getting old and my knees and my hips and everything just needs like a lot more warming up. I notice that I feel so much better and stronger in my working sets if I do like a warm-up set first. At least one warm-up set. I don't do like a lot, but just to like get it in my body.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so you do 2 warm-up sets, a top set, and then
Yep.
2 back off sets.
Two back off sets. Yep. And
So
then
you're only like
so three working sets typically. But there's a good mix of 3 working sets and then 2 drop sets, or 3 working sets and then a rest pause set. So after that last back off set, you count to 15, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then you go and get whatever you can get with that same weight.
And that's what he calls a rest pause.
Rest pause set. Yep. Yeah. So 15-second break and then back into the movement.
And then so for anybody that doesn't know, what's a drop set?
So the drop set would be after your last working set, your last back off set, then you would do another 10 to 20% reduction in weight, and then rep it out till you can't rep it out anymore with good form. And then you drop it again. You drop the weight again, 10 to 20%. Again, reps to failure. You're just going so you can't get full movement anymore.
So you drop twice.
Drop twice.
When you do, and you just go until you can't go, and then you drop and you go again.
Yep. You go
That's interesting.
And then I'll usually do, like we talked about, doing partials. Like I'll go to like, all I can do is partials, but I don't count the partials, and then I stop.
Yeah. I do like doing the partials as like a way to go. Our buddy at the gym, it's funny, twice this week, he came up to me when I was doing like a back exercise, but it was at least twice. And he was coming over to help because I was like trying to just burn out with like a partial. And he came over to help me. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like I'm doing this on purpose.
Yep.
What's really interesting. So she doesn't program me warm-up sets. I don't feel like I need to do them quite on everything, but I will, especially if it's anything that's really heavy on my knees. I find that the warm-up sets make a huge difference, or my hips. So almost anything on leg day. She'll program me drop sets sometimes, just depends. Most things I get are like sets of 3, 4, 5, but she varies my rep scheme a lot. So my stuff changes every month. This month, she's done some really diabolical shit with like 2 of my exercises. One of them being a pendulum. She has me do a set of 20 and then 3 sets of either like 10 to 15, 10 to 12, or like whatever it is. So she has me on the pendulum. I do 1 set of 20 and then 3 sets of like 12 to 15. And that really fucks with you. It's like, it's a different.
It's a big change.
It's a mind fuck. That's for sure. Because it's like the higher you get for me, at least in like the rep ranges, the more thought I have to put into like, okay, well, what am I going to lift? Am I still going to, you can't lift too much that I can't keep going at that point, but don't want to lift so little that I could have done 30 kind of a thing. So that can fuck with me a little bit. But it's interesting. What I end up doing a lot, and for me, I think it just depends on the move because I don't do this for everything, but I end up doing like I call them cluster sets because that's how I learned it. But you go up until I tend to do it, I think, on the sets that are really long, because I'll go until I can't go anymore. And then I don't even like count to 15. I take like a break, like enough for like 2 breaths. And then I go again. And sometimes I'll do like a 3rd cluster, and breathe. And then that's my full set. And that helps me push so much more, because if I just failed, then it's like, I'll fail out at 7. But if I take like 2 deep breaths and then go again, I can get like 5 more out and then even another couple more out. And that's pushing that hypertrophy so much more and just creating just more work stronger. And then I tend to get stronger with it. I don't have to pause as often. I won't have to pause at all eventually. but it helps me manage, I think, just like my oxygen levels. Because I tend to do it on things where it's like I get so gassed that I feel like I can't breathe.
Mm.
This week I did it on my pendulum and I bottomed out and I couldn't get back up. And it's weird. It was my set of 20. And then once, because I wear like knee wraps, and like once I'm in that down position with weight on me, and I'm like, my leg is like fully flexed and like my heels are on my ass, you lose blood circulation real fast in that position. So I had to like roll out, walk around to like collect the blood back in my legs, and then like, okay, roll back in and then finish.
Yeah. That's awesome though. I mean, it's still like pushing to failure, like, and that's the goal, right?
I like
You
those.
got to give your muscles the stimulus to. You got to give them a reason to grow.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like
Yeah.
doing that. I like mixing it up. It makes it fun. We need to update on, I think we talked about this when you were like 4 weeks out, 5
Yep.
weeks out from show.
Mhm.
And we had a whole conversation about sex on prep.
Yeah.
I saw something that said men's sex drive tanks, women's go up. And up to that point, our experiences were completely opposite. So talk about like the last couple of weeks and like where you
Yes.
were with that.
Yeah. So I think even 3 weeks out, sex drive was still normal.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have any issues. The last 2 weeks though, I'll say, peak week for sure. I think the week before also, and then pretty much, the 2 weeks leading up to show day were just like no energy at all, and
Mm-hmm.
so there was like no sex drive at all. So it was just like, wasn't interested, didn't care, didn't just didn't have much energy to
Yeah.
do much of anything, yet alone think about sex.
You didn't care about anything other than
Yeah,
when's my
but
next meal.
yeah, I was just literally, counting down to the next time I could eat.
Yeah.
But that's kind of not typical, I think, for a lot of males. Typically, I think 4 weeks, somewhere 4 to 6 weeks out is
Mm-hmm.
where sex becomes less and less a priority, and
Yeah.
it's just no interest in it because food is so low.
Your energy just is so low. I think, did you say that people say it's like a testosterone issue, or some people think it is a testosterone issue?
Um, I don't think so. I think it's more related to fats, and I don't think testosterone is the reason,
Oh,
especially
okay.
if you're on PEDs, because you're still getting testosterone else, externally.
Yeah.
I think it has more of right. You need fat for proper hormone function, and
Mm-hmm.
once body fat gets below a certain percentage, I think, and it affects everybody differently. That's when the sex drive goes. It's just you're so lean that it's like your body's in survival mode. It's looking for food. It is
Yeah.
not looking to procreate.
Does not
uh,
need to procreate. Just one
yeah,
more.
yeah,
Ugh. Yikes. Okay. But ever since the show, how you been?
awesome. Banging on all cylinders. I think I mean, the night of the show, I was like immediately getting food, and I would say sex drive spiked like crazy for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, Almost immediately after eating, which was crazy. So it's just like, as soon as your body gets that fat in there, it's just like, all right,
Yeah. It is interesting that like, because you are craving like fatty, rich foods, right? And
yeah,
you've been
such a
craving
sweet
like
tooth.
pastries, which is
Yeah,
not your
which is not
norm.
like me. Usually, I'm very much like, I like savory foods, and typically like that's what I lean towards. Um, and I've had such a sweet tooth since getting off of prep and coming out. I've just been craving sweets, which is weird.
Yeah. It is weird because like I said, it's just not your norm. But I feel I think it's your body craving fat. That's
I,
what your body
yeah,
wants.
yep,
And it's just coming in the form of sweets.
yeah,
Um, I have to ask you a question.
yeah.
I need you to answer for the behavior of random men on the internet.
Oh boy, that's a tall
Tell
order.
me,
Okay, go
tell
ahead.
me why. Okay. I don't know who this person is, but this is a DM that I got on September 25th.
Mm-hmm.
There's because this goes over a couple of days. On September 25th, there was a reply to one of my, like, I just shared like a workout. It was a peach and 3 fire emojis. A peach emoji,
Yep.
3 fire emojis, circle, send message. And then there was another circle message, sexy ass, peach emoji,
Yep.
2 fire emojis, circle, send message. Okay. That was on September 25th. Obviously, I did not respond.
Right.
I did show you this one because I wanted to show it to you now. And I just was like, whatever. I didn't even pay attention to that. October 20th, it's like unhinged. Circle message, eggplant emoji, squirt drops emoji, squirt drops emoji, circle send message. Can you see? And then the last one, so just as Monday. So that was the 20th. When was Monday? Monday, I don't know. Peach emoji, tongue out emoji. Do you see that? I'm showing it on the camera.
It's the same guy.
It's all like, why?
First off, good job not blocking him. That's great. Second off, you fuck.
I wanted to show this to you.
Yeah, thank you. Second off,
I muted the messages. How do you block somebody? Hold on. How do you block somebody? I just muted the messages. I'm old. I don't know how to do this.
All right.
How do you block?
I'll show you later.
Search. Oh! I had to click on his profile. See, I didn't want to click on his profile. You have to click on the profile to block.
So, that is the equivalent of being a keyboard tough guy. Because who in the fuck is saying that out loud to people in real life? Nowhere. Nobody. That is the equivalent of being a keyboard tough guy and saying you're going to go
so
fuck
you
everybody
me,
up.
Like, a man doesn't walk up to a woman and say eggplant emoji.
Eggplant squirt. Yeah. Most of those guys get locked up almost immediately. Or confronted by another fucking guy.
Eggplant squirt. Oh my God. They don't say that?
No. So
okay.
that is
why
what
do
that
people
is.
Do that? That's gross. Seriously. What did you think that was going to be?
I don't know. That was
like what would a guy like? Why? What do you think is going to happen? Oh, I don't know. You're so sweet. Eggplant squirt. Like, let's talk.
I think this guy is really into me.
Oh my gosh. That was really, it was unhinged.
Yeah.
And to the point where it just made me laugh. And I was just like, I want to tell you about it. Because you have to ask, but why? But still, that doesn't answer the question. Why do men send stuff like that?
I don't know. Hasn't worked for me yet either, to be honest. So
who are you sending eggplant squirt to?
I don't know. You gotta figure it out.
I don't like that. I don't fucking like that at all.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That too. You'll send me some cutesy stuff every once in a while. It works sometimes.
It never works. I would never send you something like that and then have that work.
No. Not eggplant squirt. But you've sent me like you sent me gifts of Flynn Rider, who is like my Disney crush, going like high with his smolder. You've sent me that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to be cute with it, not a fucking savage.
Not gross.
Guys are gross. Most of them are pigs, and you give them a keyboard and a screen and some anonymity, and they'll say whatever the fuck they're thinking. And
gross.
It's not good. It's disgusting. Yeah,
it's disgusting. All right, sir. What are your wins this week? Do you have any wins to report?
Just strength, and strength is up. I've increased weight and reps and almost everything, and just feeling great in the gym. So just, big wins there. A lot of that's due to the excess food.
Yeah, but you need it for energy, right?
But I've been so that's definitely been a win. The gym's been
What's your highest like
great.
lift? Like what's your best lift right now?
Oh, best lift? I guess the most weight is definitely squats. I've been able to, so I'm doing 405 for about 10 to 11 reps. I'm going to increase weight on that next week. And then that's probably the most impressive.
Mm.
I think everything else is kind of cool, but no huge numbers like that.
Yeah, but you've increased reps this week for that though
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then leg press, I'm doing 630 for 12 on my top set. So I'm going to increase
Don't
weight.
break that one
I'm going to
with
increase the
all
weight
of
on
the
that.
weights.
Yeah, I'm going to increase weight on that next week. So yeah, basically once I get to the top of the rep scheme, then I increase the weight, right? Keep that progressive overload going.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week has been awesome. A lot of moves I've been able to make some pretty good increases.
You're feeling good.
Yeah, feeling great. Definitely better when I'm making up my own macros. I feel great.
Just time out. That's fine. You just time out.
Yeah, you just call time out and then
Just
call
call
time
time
in.
out.
Yeah, that's simple.
Exactly.
What about you? What are your wins a week?
Despite all of like my feeling like shit and gut issues and all that other kind of stuff, I had an amazing week at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some newfound strength this week. Lifted the most volume ever on the pendulum. I haven't been using the pendulum for very long, so to say like ever is not, but I'm steadily increasing. I was able to do a lot more this week than I could last week. And then I hit significant heavy on my glute thrust, which felt really, really, really good. And I'm just like, my strength has felt so great this week. So it's funny because it's so in contrast to how I'm feeling. Like my sleep's been like here or there. It's not terrible. It's fine. But like, I'm feeling fatigued because it's just everything in my body is just not going. So wins, I'm looking leaner everywhere except my midsection. I'm starting to really see it in like my shoulders and like my upper body. But like definitely the gym this week was a huge win.
We had an awesome date night. That was a big win.
That was a big win.
That was fun. We dressed up as Harry Potter World.
You looked so cute. You with your Harry Potter glasses.
Nobody
You wore
recognized
the Harry
me.
Potter glasses.
Yeah, nobody even recognized me. They're like, "Look, it's Harry."
You were so cute. You put the glasses on. I was feeling it. I don't know. I liked it. And then you had the tie.
Yeah, so that was fun. We had a good date night. That was fun.
It was a Harry Potter themed like 7-course meal at this like really awesome vegan restaurant. The food was amazing. It was like some of the most delicious food I think I've ever had in my life. It was so good.
It was awesome. Yeah.
It was really, really good. So it was fun. We haven't done that in a really long time and we won't again for another really long time. So woohoo.
Yay.
Yay.
We'll wrap that here and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.